Hi, Michelle here from Straw-Bearie.com. I'm a teacher, I'm a crafter, and I'm a DIYer. And today we're in the kitchen and we're going to make some easy freezer crock-pot or Instapot meals. So the first thing you're going to need is you're going to need some Ziploc bags and a Sharpie. And you're going to write down the name of the meal that you're making on each of them and anything that you have to do once you take them out of the freezer, like put in the crock pot for 8 hours or add an ingredient or something like that, to make it super simple that even the hubby can do it. We're going to be making chicken and gravy, cream cheese chicken chili, Italian chicken, chicken and dumplings, and chicken Alfredo. So now that I have my bags written on, I'm going to open them all up and I'm going to start putting in my chicken. So each of these recipes originally called for like 3 to 4 chicken breasts. Some called for 3, some called for 4. I have frozen chicken breast and I'm just going to start putting in about 3 chicken breasts in each bag. Some are like twice the size of others, so I kind of try to, do some big and some small. I mean, look at that. I don't get it. Don't think that's a whole chicken breast. This was a 5-pound bag of chicken breast. Now, I like to line them up so that I can see which is which, and I usually put them in order of my recipes. Now I'm going to put in the other ingredients. So for my chicken and gravy, this is super easy. You just use a package of chicken gravy, just a, oops, kind of messy, powdered package of gravy mix. You're gonna dump that in there. This one's actually done. So you're just gonna add water to it, put it in your crock pot and cook it. And then you can serve it over rice or potatoes. I could add in the potatoes now, but we've been eating a lot more rice lately, so I think I'll just leave it like this, and then we can decide later on. Now for the cream cheese chicken chili, and this is so good, let me tell you. So I've got my chicken breast in here. I'm going to pour in a can of Rotel, or it's diced tomatoes and green chilies. This is just the store brand. I'm going to pour in a can of corn with all the liquid. I'm going to pour in a can of black beans. Now, if you want to do it the right way, drain and rinse your black beans. But, by the time it's done cooking, it's kind of messy looking anyway, so I don't mind the fact that the black bean juice is, dark. When my kids were teenagers, I used to put at least 2 cans of beans in. Sometimes it'd be 2 of the larger size cans of beans because it's a cheap protein that I could put in it and use as a filler. Now I'm going to put in a package of ranch dressing. I have a dog here trying to help me. All right, I'm going to put in a teaspoon of cumin. Cumin is that special flavor that makes all Mexican food tastes like amazing. A teaspoon of chili powder and a teaspoon of onion powder. So this one is done. I'm going to need to add a thing of cream cheese because it is cheesy chicken chili. But what I usually do is I put this in the crock pot in the morning before I go to work. And then when I come home from work and I still have an hour or 2 before dinner, I will take a couple of forks. I just bought the bear claws. I'm excited to try them. And I'll break up the chicken. It usually breaks up really easily. It's super tender. And then I will add the cream cheese. And while I'm doing that, I might make cornbread or get out maybe some Fritos or something to go with our cream cheese chicken chili. And that's it. That one is now done as well. So when you close these up, you want to try to get as much air out of them as possible. And when you set them in your freezer, you want to kind of make sure that they're going to be in a size or shape that's going to fit your crock pot. My crock pot is pretty big, so these gallon-size bags actually fit pretty well if I just put them in like this. Next, I'm going to do my Italian chicken and my chicken Alfredo at the same time, because honestly, the recipes are almost identical, except you add more cheese to the Alfredo. All right, so the first thing is it calls for a zesty Italian seasoning packet. Now, using the store brand, they don't have zesty, but what I realized the difference is crushed red pepper. So I just add regular Italian seasoning dressing because it's cheaper, and then maybe about a teaspoon of crushed red pepper. And I'm going to do this for each of these bags. Unfortunately, I am almost out of crushed red pepper, so I'm going to add a little to both and hopefully get to the store and get some more crushed red pepper before I actually cook this. Each of these calls for 2 cans of cream of chicken soup, and I make my own cream of something. It's a powder. It's got dried milk, cornstarch bouillon, minced onions, dried basil, dried thyme, and pepper in it. And then you just mix it with water. So the ratio is 1/3 cup of the dry mix equals 1 can of soup. So I can put 2/3 in here and then just add extra water and call it good. I like doing this because I know what these ingredients are and it doesn't have as many preservatives. Looks like I'm almost out. So I'll go ahead and put the creamy soup in this one because both will work. That's it. So you are going to need that when you cook these. You can cook them on low in your crock pot for, 4 to 6 hours. And then you're going to add to just the Italian chicken 1 cream cheese, and to the Alfredo 2 cream cheese. So like I said before, I'll have it cook all day while I'm at work, and then when I come home, I will break up the chicken and add in the cheese. Super easy peasy. You are going to need to add water to both of these when you put them in. I interrupted this video to make another video about how to make cream of something soup. I will leave a link to it. It really does save me time, and I think that it doesn't have all the preservatives and salt and stuff that you get in your cream soups. So I really recommend watching that video so you can learn how to make this cream of something soup. We're on chicken and dumplings. So it calls for 2 cans of cream of something soup. So my equivalent is 1/3 cup of my mix for each can of soup. And I'm putting in a little bit more than 1/3. It's fine. It also calls for 2 tablespoons of butter. So I've just got my butter here, and I'm going to cut off 2 tablespoons and put that in. It calls for 1 finely diced chopped onion. This is frozen chopped onions that I've had for a while. It looks about the size of an onion. So we're going to call it good. Put that in there. And then either you can do peas and carrots, or I'm just going to do a bag of mixed vegetables. Now you're going to put this in your crock pot on low, and you're going to cover it with water. You actually need quite a bit of water. I usually fill my crock pot almost to the top by the time it's all said and done. Then when I get home from work, about 30 minutes or so before we want to eat, I make sure that I break up all the chicken, and then I add my biscuits. So you can use just canned biscuits, but what I usually do is I use like Bisquick, and I just mix up some Bisquick biscuits real fast, and then I dump all of those in. I have 5 meals that I can put in my freezer and then pull out in the morning and put in my crock pot and have healthy meals in the evening already cooked and done for me. So cool, so easy, and so delicious. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome, wonderful day. Toodles. Oh, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, tell your friends, all that stuff. So right after I finished filming this, I realized I didn't use very many vegetables, and I should probably put some more vegetables in. So to my Italian chicken here, I'm going to add some cut up broccoli, some chopped broccoli. I'm just using like half a bag of the frozen stuff, and that's going to mix in really well with the chicken and give me a little bit more vegetables in that meal.